Yay! I got no bad endings last time. Yeah. I feel just a little proud of myself. Not enough to be really proud of myself, just a little bit. That I have no extra bad endings since last time. Yeah. So apparently, the New Game Plus, so I guess this is supposed to happen regardless. Or maybe there are like different versions of the CG, because some of these have different versions. Maybe that event could have played out differently. I don't know if that event could have played out differently. It seems like it couldn't have. I don't want to be in here. I don't want to be in that. I'd rather look at this thing. Yeah, so much more pretty. Ah, beautiful. But yeah, it seems like that event could have played out slightly. Well, it feels like it might have been able to play out differently, but I don't actually know that. It seems like my choices at that time didn't really seem to make a difference, but though apparently this is so unfilled because there are new CGs in the New Game Plus. So I guess what I'm wondering is there actually significance? Is it like one of those VNs where you have to go back to do the New Game Plus to get the real answers, or like you have to get you have to get a good ending before you can get the true endings? Because it seems like there's 4 true endings, which is sort of odd in my opinion. And it seems like there's only true endings for the good ones. So maybe it's not like you have to get the good endings to go down the true ending route like a lot of VNs. Maybe it's... I don't know. I'm trying to think of what really... Maybe one of these is locked behind New Game Plus. I don't know. Maybe. I am curious if it's worth doing New Game Plus after this. Because really what I'm looking for is a satisfaction for the end of the story. If going back and doing New Game Plus is just an add-on, I don't know if I'm going to do it. Coin flip. But on whether I feel like it at the time. But okay, let's get back to it. Hello and welcome back to Sound a Drop Fall into Poison. Today we are back in the director's room as we discovered that the red light is like water in a sense. It allows the fish to project themselves or actually enter the room. It's unclear exactly how it works, but the red light is the red water, basically. And I need to stop clapping my hands when I talk, because I've done that in a little bit lately when I've been recording, and... okay. So leaving the room is, like, clearly just for my safety. Sticking around, I might be able to find something. So at the very least, I should I was in the middle of just taking chances. Stick around. I can't give up. Courage springs from within me. If I'm going to escape from the Manson Aquarium with Himino, I have to overcome this obstacle. Going from mid-air to underwater, I have to overcome this nightmare trying to force me to drown to death. I've escaped so many times and have been rescued from the brink of death. However, I won't lose anymore. The red light is eroding the room and numerous fish are swimming. When I saved that girl, I overcame a similar obstacle. By knowing something by chance about the creature's habitat, I was able to do something about the situation. However, I can't use the same method here. There are no machines, and there are no varieties of fish for me to know about them. Moreover, I need to find a more basic solution. That girl, whose name I don't even know... Actually, the killer whale thing, wasn't there no red light in that case? I don't know if that's just an inconsistency or something else, but okay. That girl, whose name I don't even know, she talked about a grudge. There are 2 cases, a murder investigation and a mass culling involving this malice. Mass culling... Oh, this is probably it. Okay, maybe I took the right route. By murder, could she have meant probably the director? I gotta be honest. There's no, Mari's probably dead, some way or form. Something happened to her, but she's probably not the subject of the controversial murder. The director's accidental death was caused by the air in the deep sea fish booth, and that also caused the death of all the others. Either way, if it wasn't an accident, which, like the jellyfish thing, that seemed like it wasn't supposed to be an accident. Or it shouldn't have been an accident based on how, Kenji was talking about it. What if the whole thing was targeted at someone? I can see what caused the closing down the Manson Aquarium, the bitter intent against the one who killed them. In other words, regret and a grudge. I bore great fear and anxieties towards Manson Aquarium. But if my way of thinking is correct, And what I should be afraid of isn't the aquarium, but the seas that have taken on its form. Oh, so are you saying the people who died here are somehow causing this phenomenon and they have a grudge against the aquarium and end up killing other people within it because of that? So it's like one of those endless cycles of... I think I've seen that concept before. If that's what she's saying, then I think that's what... I think it sounds like she's saying that. Maybe so, but there's so many rumors though. Seeing a man's ghost in the tank, the deep sea fish booths only being open on the day of the full moon, and all of the water that changes into blood. Or you can hear crying from the back of the tanks. Huh. How many of those have I ran into? Hearing those words from that lunch break long ago all come back to me now. The director. You. As if agreeing with my conjecture, the red light grows more dense. It becomes hard for me to breathe. I don't have time. With just one more step, I should be able to overcome this phenomena. I should... Not the door. I don't know why I did the door. Pocket. Maybe the pocket. It might be like the little... the little trinket that we've been carrying around. The bookshelf, I don't know why I do that. Top of the desk, maybe. So I'm thinking it's the pocket or top of the desk. And I'm thinking pocket's most likely. My own body has taken buoyancy, is floating around. The entire room is now underwater. It doesn't just have water in it, but it is water. As I try to control my wavering body, I search my pocket. My fingers feel something and I pull it out. Yes, that. It's the keychain with the starfish charm. So, I have just a feeling... this is sort of what's coming together in my head. So is this the director? And this is, what's... oh, the girl we don't know her name of. I was trying to remember her name and we never learned her name. I did notice that I do think her name is in the opening, I think her name's actually in the opening credits where it says everyone's name. I didn't really look at what it was. I just, when I was looking at it again, I noticed it said people's name, and I remember that she was in it. Yeah. So here's just a little theory that comes to mind. So he was, let's presume, murder, and he's here bearing this grudge. I don't know why he tried to kill his daughter, but, so he's causing all this to happen, and possibly the combination of everyone else who's died since then is, piling up on itself. And, she came here trying to figure out the truth behind what happened to him because she also thinks it's a murder. She also thinks that it was a murder, and who knows, maybe the crazy bitch was the one who killed him back then. I don't know. So... And she looks so much like Mari. Maybe on that day... I'm not gonna say details, but this is just a thought that's coming to mind. Maybe there was some sort of event where Mari, found, like, Mari and this guy came together, and, like, he mistook her for her as a child and stuff like that. And there was, like, a mix-up, and that could have led to a problem that caused all of this. Maybe. Oh, who knows? Maybe Mari killed all of them. That would be... that would be a really dark turn. Is a keychain with a starfish charm. A sticker photo is attached to the back. Director, if you can hear me, if you can hear from somewhere, watch this. A bubble as big as my mouth leaps out. The red bubble rises up through the interval between the air and the water. I cover my nose and mouth with my left hand and hoist the keychain up high. Ugh. My lungs are at their limit. The result of my defiance will be life or death. My conviction is something more than a mistake. I die by suffocation. However, this is the last bit of air in my lungs. The last bit of air in my lungs. This little red bubble climbing to the heavens, along with my memories. The inside of my head. The inside of my head is becoming murky. There isn't enough oxygen. I'll die. It's just a matter of seconds. I will drown to death. Stop this, Father. In time with the girl's voice, I feel the pain of my body crashing into the ground. With a thud, my butt begins to hurt. However, that pain is proof that the director's office has returned to normal. Without hesitation, I feel grateful for gravity. It's alright now. Don't tell me this is the purple hair girl. Sayo. Just like when I tried to open the floor, a voice echoes throughout the room. As I study my breathing, I look around me and survey the room. As expected, I cannot find the source of the voice. I've heard this voice before. Oh, has she become one with the aquarium too? Maybe. There's a voice I've heard many times, Man's an aquarium. A hollow one that projects well. This is a mistake. The voice of that girl, the one killed by Sakinuma Rieko. Yay, purple hair girl, nice to see you again. You're looking so well. I take another look at the picture on the keychain in my hand. By father, do you mean that this is... Sounds like she must have been his daughter. In other words, the girl was the daughter of the director? So... Oh, she is, so then that's why. I realize that she's the daughter of the director whose murder was made to look accidental, which is why she has such a tenacity pursuing the secrets of Manton Aquarium. Called it. Oh, they're both dead too. Oh, I know they're like still ghosts and they seem to have some sort of consciousness to them. Along with surprise, I feel understanding. A blue light shines through the translucent tank. The ominous red light from earlier is no longer here. In the spaces between the blue light, I can see two silhouettes like images projected on the screen. They are a bit vague, but I can easily identify them. A middle-aged man and a girl. The two of them face each other in a pleasant manner. Sayu, you've gotten so big. The silhouette that appears to be the director says in a kind of voice. I decided to watch the pair's conversation quietly for a bit as do not interrupt. So her name's Sayu? Sayo? I think Sayo. You're making such a big deal out of it. More importantly, I found her. The criminal who killed you. Was it her? Oh my goodness, all the connections are coming together. Sayu, you. Sakinuma Rieko. I was killed by her as well. Well, good things happen. Yeah, good job there, Sayu. But after coming to Manton Aquarium so many times, I was able to finally confirm it on my own, so I am more or less satisfied. Because of me, you are Sayu. Don't say anymore, I have no regrets. If you keep going, all my efforts will be in vain. I lived and died solely for my objective. Sayu said in a cool voice, talking about her objective even after her death. What a tragic thing. Listening to Sayu's words, the director's mouth becomes a straight line as he looks down, holding back his regrets. I'm sure he doesn't. This is her father. Of course her father's not going to want her to die over his death. Oh, that is tragic. Your face has changed so much in the last few hours. Me? Sayu shifts her gaze from the director to me. She turns her attention to the director and continues. The fact that you're not surprised to see a ghost really isn't normal, but I understand how you feel. Yeah, that's right. I suppose you could say I've gotten used to it. I wish I could have gotten to know your name. You never would tell me. It doesn't matter now, since I'm dead anyways. Even now, Sayu talks like it's someone else's problem. The director at her side responds to the question about her name. Sakuragi Sayu. That is the girl's full name. I'm Sakuragi Isao. Sayu's father and the director of Manton Aquarium. Or a former director, rather. So you are the director after all. It'd probably be more accurate to say former, yeah. This game's just reading my mind at times. But, seems I've lost my sense of reason for a long time. I wonder why it's only now that I've regained my senses. Lost a sense of reason, he says. As if that's no longer the case. Nevertheless, his story seems to substantiate the theory that Manton Aquarium gives forms of grudges. Having returned to senses, no strange phenomena should be taking place. On the contrary, I would say the earlier poltergeist phenomenon the director caused would also serve as proof, but I don't see any need to blame him. Wasn't it seeing Sayu-chan that returned you to your senses? Wait, does this save Himeno? Does this? Can all the stuff that happened to her be undone? Is that an option? Hey, stop adding Chan. I have a name too. I don't like it. It's Sayu. I have a name too, Mayumi, so stop with the hey and you stuff. Sayu breathes an affected sigh and continues talking. She looks listless, but somehow it seems like she's smiling. If your conjecture is right, Mayumi, then I'll probably be glad. Conjecture? That I returned my father to his senses. Fool. Is there anything to be happy about? If you hadn't died, you wouldn't have met me. My beloved daughter dead because of me. Is there really anything to be happy about? Father, calm down. You'll make the aquarium get weird again. I misjudged you, Sayu. I thought you were amazing because you were steadfast in your determination and your resolve, but I labeled you as a cold girl. Really, you were kind. Tears faintly gather in the director's eyes. If demons can have tears in their eyes, then ghosts can cry. That's why they call it infectious crying, I suppose. Even as I watch the two of them, the corner of my eyes become hot. The exchange between the two of them is so natural. It's the rhythm of a conversation between parent and child. It's something that won't happen again for them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I saw you, Sayu. At the moment you got killed, I couldn't save you. Don't worry about it. This is a result of my own faltering. It isn't your fault, Mayumi. But... Don't you have someone you need to save? If so, you can't waver. Sayu, you've matured. You've become able to encourage others. Be quiet, father. Well, I'm glad you weren't killed by my father, at least. You've grown up, Sayu. You used to always want me to kill your friends. The air surrounding them warms my heart, but the realization that there's nothing more than a transient moment causes my chest to tighten. You two... Suddenly the blue light changes to white. It floods the room like a fluorescent bulb, gradually growing stronger. Without realizing it, I narrow my eyes. What's happened all of a sudden? Who knows? Maybe we're crossing over. I'm satisfied knowing who the killer is. What? But wait, just a bit. Crossing over. No longer having any attachment to this world. Sayu's achieved her goal, and she and the director have miraculously reunited after overcoming space and time. Oh, I cry out from the bottom of my heart. However, I can't give that scream a voice because Sayu knows my resolve. I don't want her seeing me act uncool. Because she's never seen that before. Because even though Sayu's dead, she's cheering me on. Mayumi-kun, wasn't it? Before I disappear, I'll tell you what I know, even so, many events right before and after my death are vague. This is much too soon. Will you really disappear? My soul was originally supposed to cross over 5 years ago. Being able to cross over in and of itself is something to be happy about. Director, I don't want to cause any more trouble like Father did. I just want to go right away. Before our souls are taken. The two have completely reconciled their lives. Souls being taken, something I barely understand. If it happens just as it did before the director, their only grudge and malice will continue to be expressed in the world. When it's time to die, one crosses over. It's probably best to see it from a spirit's position. But they can't be happy together. I stiffly endure those words. Unconcerned with my own thoughts, the director begins to speak. 5 years ago, Manton Aquarium experienced financial hardship. With diverse options for entertainment and a more direct subway system, customer traffic decreases. People were flocking to other towns than Manton. The management of the aquarium was seeing large costs from the purchase of exhibits, a large amount of feed required, the cost of paying for employees. Also, due to the location of Manton Aquarium, the cost of transporting seawater is high. In addition, the deep-sea fish booth that served as a centerpiece at the time used the latest technology and required an enormous maintenance cost due to its size. I was being pressed by many decisions, letting go of employees, reducing display space, widening the target demographic, and closing the deep-sea fish booth. I couldn't bring myself to cast aside anything from my beloved aquarium. I tried to do the impossible in the hopes of producing results, but in the end, it boiled down to a confrontation with Saganuma Rieko and those who stood with her. I was eliminated in the most rational way possible. In other words, I was killed. I was made to look like a on-the-job accident. The director continues, unperturbed by my trembling. I rise to my feet and reach out with a hand to Sayu. She is also listening quietly to the director's matter-of-fact way of speaking. Her form seems so fragile. I'm unable to touch the image she is projecting into the light. Despite my position amongst management, I let her know, in not-so-subtle terms, how I felt about her. This gave her all the motive she needed. I have no doubt that my murder was in some part because I pushed her too far. Besides me, Sayu lowers her head. However, she listens carefully to the director's monologue. I study the director's face and wait for the rest of the story. Then Saganuma Rieko sent all the fish in the deep-sea fish booth to their deaths. There were over 1,200 of them. They were probably those employees who had their doubts in regards to the recurrence of unlikely accidents. Those that knew that even the slightest bit about our management stuck in the heads in the stand just dismissed it as cost-cutting in some way. That's awful. By all rights, it is something Father should consider as a manager. Yeah, at times such a thing becomes necessary. Sagenuma Rieko held neither reverence nor regret towards the fish she, a human, killed. She probably smiled while killing them, forcing them to bear the brunt of her rage and grudge against me. My soul's already there. It's hard to put into words, but I'm what you might call a Jibakure. Okay, that's a thing. A spirit bound to this place, sympathizing with the souls of all those fish. I offered up my soul to Manton Aquarium. So, then the grudge you and the fish bore created the world I'm in now. So, the phenomena shouldn't stop if just he is placated. Yeah? The fish will still be super grudgeful, right? The director nods with a serious face. I instinctively swallow. The Red Manton Aquarium. I've taken to calling it that. Without regard to when they took vengeance to dispel their regrets. It didn't matter if the involved people were fish or people, they merely turned to anger. There's nothing I could do. As a human with independent will and emotions, my soul was the cornerstone, but the fish were the ones to rule Manton Aquarium. There was no distinction for value of life. The thousands of fish spirits overpowered my own sense of reasoning. But then why now? I'm sorry, but I don't clearly understand it either. I may be ubiquitous throughout the Red Manton Aquarium, but I'm merely a core that bore its grudge, nothing more. There are far too many things I cannot explain. But if I were to venture a guess, I would say that my reunion with Sayo has led my soul to stop producing negative emotions. Upon becoming useless, I was probably ejected from the Red Manton Aquarium. Huh. So will the phenomena stop? I don't know. Theories and such probably don't matter. Mayumi-kun, thanks to you that brings Sayo and I together, this miracle occurred. I don't need any further explanation than that. The director smiles peacefully. He probably doesn't remember the details of what he put us through. If he did, he probably wouldn't be smiling. Especially the bad ends. Hopefully no one remembers the bad ends. That would be great. Especially not when Sayo there died. That was a bit brutal. I mean, am I gonna get a chance to kill... like, stupid... She killed both of them, too, at this point. That does sort of piss me off. Still, it isn't like the director is directly responsible for his sins. Sins are born from a person's ill will. If I trust the director's words, then that isn't the case here. It isn't in me to bear hatred for something with no form. Cornerstone, having lost me, the one directing the malice, the fish spirit should also disappear. I should cross over. The director says in a relaxed tone after some thought. In other words, the Red Manton Aquarium will disappear. If my theory is correct, that's what should happen. In turn, with my soul's disappearance, the Red Manton Aquarium should begin to crumble. It isn't something I know for sure, merely a hunch. But it seems I am part of the Manton Aquarium after all. Please don't lament the fact that I'll disappear. I mean, okay. I don't know. I already despaired a bit over her death. I don't know. They're past the point of death. Death is the point where things are bad, not this crossing over. This is post-death, just part of that process. It was your courage that rescued us from this place, the Red Manton Aquarium. Oh, I didn't save you. My words of denial won't come out. Sure, the director's satisfied already. After having his soul bound for 5 years and squeezed for every drop of malice, just releasing him was saving him. I can't dilute that fact. Before we part ways, I return this to you. This keychain. Sayo hands me a keychain. It is a droplet-shaped keychain. One of the jellyfish attached is unmistakably the keychain from my memories. Why, Sayo? You were running without watching where you were going, and you ran into me. Don't you remember? Yeah, I do. I don't know if Mayumi remembers. When I was chasing Mari, I ran into someone. Oh, that's right. That's when Himeno picked it up in all the confusion. It was something incredibly precious to me. It never seemed like something someone could mistake. Even now, I still understand the mix-up. I finally realized that you had my keychain when I looked at it, and that the one I picked up was yours, Mayumi. Thank you. It wasn't that Himeno lied. The mix-up was because there was two lookalikes. I hand the keychain with the starfish charm to Sayu. Father and daughter smile at me with the sticker picture. This piece of their lost past leaves my hands. As I hand it to her, I am unable to touch it. However, the treasure safely lands in Sayu's hands. Why didn't you tell me back then? Hope, probably. What do you mean? I won't say any more than that. I'm about to respond, but Sayu speaks without giving me a chance. You know, I'm a bit jealous of that Himino girl. Why? Think about it yourself. Oh, you're so mean. Sayu grips the keychain tightly, shuts her eyes, she takes a small breath and nods. You walked a different path than I, Mayumi. Even now I think so. Yeah. Mayumi, what you've done is resolve yourself to save both of you. I don't want to think that I'm wrong, however. You aren't wrong either, Mayumi. The world is a place with few answers. Sayu laughs with a ha-ha, then smiles. Seems out of character for her. But Sayu's smile is very natural. Surely this is the girl's true nature. Nah, the cool Sayu I spoke to first is the real deal. Just as Sayu said, there's no perfect answer anywhere. Regardless of the director's choices, there's none that could have led to a perfect solution. Even so, we must all choose, even if it means casting aside all that which we don't choose. I wasn't able to be like you. I was filled with a weakness I couldn't account for. Sayu, you aren't weak. You saved me. Her eyes closed. Sayu shakes her head. Mayumi, you have the strength that I don't. You won't fall apart at the truth. You will save Himino no matter what. Thank you. I'm sorry. In the end. Hey. Huh? Nah, nothing. I don't care for stubbornness after all. The light surrounding Sayu grows brighter than the light surrounding the director. Gradually, Sayu's silhouette grows dim. I understand. This is the light of Sayu's life. Bye-bye. Yeah, bye-bye. I won't say see you later or anything. If you find your way here after 100 years, I'll just turn you away. There's no way I could live that long. I'm unable to stop my emotions from overflowing. The drops of light spilling over melt into the stronger light. The same for Sayu. She won't probably get mad if I say so, so I won't, but... Well, Father, I'll go on ahead. This time you can follow me. Essentially, it's decided. Sayu is my friend now, so as much as I continue to struggle, I won't break so easily. Goodbye. You were a good guy. This is short enough that it's hard to get too attached to them. So the death was pretty despairful, but saying goodbyes, I suppose it is to a lesser extent. By the time I've wiped away my tears, Sayu's light has already vanished. The director closes his eyes and begins to pray. Seeing me stand up, he quietly opens his mouth. I don't know exactly what will happen when this place crumbles. Before it happens, I think you best that you get out of the aquarium. I want to ask you about Sakinuma Reiko-san. She's still alive in this aquarium, isn't she? The woman who killed not just the director, but his daughter too. Her insane smile is etched into my mind and will not disappear. She shouldn't be living. I can't remember it clearly, but I do know that this mountain aquarium did exact its revenge on her. What now? If she's still here in the aquarium, then she's nothing other than a ghost. She's a captive soul, bound here by the grudge and malice that pervades this place. If so, when this place crumbles, she'll disappear as well. You needn't worry. I don't need to worry. Is that true? So she's just going around being bitchy because she's dead and she just can't accept it, I suppose. Those things left behind in time will not change. I understand that, and yes, what is it? You didn't see a girl called Mari somewhere, did you? She looked a lot like Sayu when she was a child. Perhaps like you, she became a spirit and is in Manton Aquarium. I have asked the disappearing director something that has caught his attention. If he is one with Manton Aquarium, then perhaps he does know something. However, that hope is quickly dashed. I do not know. Ever since my death, my mind has become rather vague and fragmented. Is that so? However, as it is vague, I cannot definitively say she isn't here. In the deep-sea fish booth where I lost my life, there may be some truth even I do not know. Speaking of which, Director, When you were under the influence of the grudge, you told me to leave. Did you understand somewhere deep down the danger of the place you were killed? Huh, I wonder. Honestly, I do not know. Well then, it seems the time has come. Oh, Director! I can no longer stay here. I realize that it may be irresponsible, however, it seems this alone I cannot fight. In this world, there are powers that go beyond human understanding. Wait, please wait. If I wait too much longer, I won't be able to follow Sayu. When I reach for the other side, I will pray for you, that you may be able to be saved and blessed. I don't really have anything to say. Thank you for the information. Thank you for the words of kindness, I suppose. I am unable to stop him as he is wrapped in a brilliant light, just as Sayo was. The next moment, his form is gone. Was he able to cross over? My question is directed at the thin air, so naturally there is no reply. I wonder if this is a time when you should say congratulations. Thinking it over a bit, I look up. In that position, I close my eyes. Please, find peace. Before I realize it, I'm alone again, but it's alright. Even if something happens, I will not fail. I prepared myself. This seems like a very, very important decision. You know what? This might be a good place to end it for today. That was nice. I don't have a better way to describe it. Saying goodbye is, especially in a more lengthy way than that, it's always a bit sad. It's always, I feel better for them, especially since Rieko apparently already died and the vengeance was had on her. It's still a bit disturbing that she was able to kill Sayu, but actually that's really disturbing how she was able to do that. Why is she able to manifest in her body like that? Like physically, she was able to grab her and do that. It makes me wonder, and maybe it'll be an answer we get next time on Sound of Drop, Fall into Poison. See you all next time. Drive safely.